So hello and welcome to this new video. This time Omid's challenge number 136. I did this challenge before, but back then I thought, oh, this would be cool to do this challenge a second time because you can show there something super cool. And I will show you two ways of solving this challenge. One is like the old school way I also did for quite some time. And the other way is the way of using the reduce function. And yeah, by doing this, I promise I will bring up a educational video on the reduce function quite soon. And yeah, I know I've promised this a long time. So back to the challenge or coming to the challenge. So what should we do here? We should split those ID values when a character is competed consecutively. So if there is like the same character after all, so here with this ends or with these twos, if these are the same, then this should be split in separate columns. How do we do that? First, we split this into single letters with mid sequence len as 100 times before, and then we shift here this by extracting the first row, and then we compare this. This equals. Sorry, I'm currently using different laptop layouts, so I could be confused sometimes. So now here where this character is the same, because this is like comparing this row by row, we get a true value. Now we need to, because we're comparing two arrays not the same size, we need to get rid of this arrow with a 0. And now we do something if this here is true, then we want to add a split character, in this case a comma, otherwise we want to add nothing. And then we concat here with a single and sign, this and this. And now we concat this with the concat function. And then we can text split this with the comma as the column delimiter. And we get to the answer for the first cell here. So let's bring everything in a single function. I for ID, SP for our split thing, and then if drop SP1 equals SP, if NA 0, then comma, otherwise nothing, concat this, text split this, and error. Why isn't this working? This white? There's something odd going on here. I don't know why. ISP with I. If IFNA, just drop here, should be right. I should have done this a little bit more chilly. So if this, then comma, otherwise nothing, sp and this concat. Okay, I've changed wrap to nothing. I don't know. Sorry, was a little bit confused. So TEXTSPLIT. So now we get here this for the first row, and we can now track this down for the other rows, and this is working. And what you could now think is, oh, I have here my let function. I can map easily those IDs in. Bam. Close the bracket, and now bam. But you see here, you get here an hashtag value error because you're facing here something that is called the arrays of arrays. Because the map function here is outputting multiple arrays, and the map function as other dynamic array functions can only output a result that is the same size as the input array. So if you input there a single column, then the output can only be a single column, and also not more rows than here. So this is kind of a problem. What you could do is like getting rid of this TEXTSPLIT function here, and then using here your map function. This was like the old school way I used a long time. Close this stuff here, and you get there your values for all the rows in like a condensed format. Then you join this together with another delimiter. This is your then row delimiter, and then you use the TEXTSPLIT function with this comma as your column delimiter and this as your row delimiter, and you get to your result. If you're then using here the IFNA function, and you are at the same results. So this was the old school way because it isn't so elegant, and because it could be that especially if you have like a lot of data, that you're facing some limitations because you're doing everything in here with the concatenation and the text join here. It could be that you're facing like the limits of Excel because you can only input like 60,000 characters in a single cell. It could be, yeah. And therefore you could use here the reduce function, because the reduce function is like the only real lambda array kind of stuff function that will not face the array of array problems, and it's therefore a super useful function. So initial value we leave out, array, this is our input array, and now lambda AB, put this aside. Now I use here huge part of this here until here, I think, yes. Lambda I, let's name this not B, name this I. And we get here the last value for this. If you want to have all those values, you can add here a VSTACK A. Then you're getting all those values as before, as with a map function. But here we can now also use the TEXTSPLIT function. This is our column delimiter. Close all this stuff, and we are getting our result. So in this case, this was kind of an easy use case of the reduce function. You can put this inside here. I think I need to put this here. Yeah. Yeah, now we're talking. You could also input here like the headers or do this dynamically, or instead of this, naming like ID and sequence 3 or something like this. So you are free to do this, but you see here, in this case, we've used the reduce function like a map function that can spill arrays. That is all the magic we have done here, instead of using this ugly text split kind of thing. So I know I will do something on the reduce function quite soon, an educational kind of stuff. And until then, I wish you many Excel fun, and I hope to see you back on my channel. Thank you for your attention. Bye.